Let's rock and roll.
It's rock and roll, baby. Recording a podcast at the Peninsula Hotel.
Yeah, man. That's what
That's
it's all
cool.
about. What's up, guys? I'm here with Jordan Aigner of Aigner Performance. He's been here on a mentorship program for the last month. We started at Apollo. The last couple of weeks, we haven't had a gym. We'll dive into kind of what happened there. But first of all, mate, talk to me and explain to the audience about how you ended up here on a mentorship program.
Okay, so I'm Jordan. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Geneva, Switzerland. How I ended up with you, I mean, it first started back in 2017. I was watching a clip on YouTube of Tiger Muay Thai tryouts, and you were the head coach. And I see you were running these guys into at the beach. You were putting them into some tough workouts, and I'm like, who's this guy? He has something special, you know. And then I just started following you on social media, YouTube, whatever. And after COVID, you started I think you started your podcast during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to listen to your podcast, watching your YouTube videos, taking bits and pieces here and there as an athlete for myself, and also for as a coach. I use your stuff on me, but also on the people I coach, you know. So that's when at some point you reached out on your story Instagram and you said, hey, I'm looking for people that want to try out my online system, because you were just transitioning to an online system. I was like, you know what, let me reach out to Coves and send him a message, and let's try this out. So I tried this out, loved the system. Obviously it was only the first introduction, but still found it very good. All the mobility exercises, stability, kind of got me introduced to all that system. And yeah, one thing led to the other. We kind of kept in touch. You ended up preparing me for my second MMA fight a year ago.
Knocked the dude out in 15 seconds, by the way.
These guys
Felt
work.
great, felt amazing. Yeah, felt fast. Conditioning was good.
Yeah, that's why I felt it myself, right? As an athlete. So then I trusted the system. I'm like, okay, this works. I've tried it. Now I need to learn it more in depth so I can apply it to my athletes, you know. And yeah, I remember a few months ago you posted a story saying you were opening up spots for a mentorship program, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm hitting a kind of a ceiling in my personal training career, because I've only been doing this for 2 years now, close to 2 years, let's say. So I was like, I need something more. I need to level up, you know, and also needed a break, like a vacation. So I'm like, this is the perfect plan for me. Just reach out to you, say, hey, what's up? I'm interested for the mentorship program. Let's do this, you know. So that's how I ended up, booked my trip to Thailand and flew right over to Phuket to meet you.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that process. You know, what did you expect to get from the mentorship program?
Well, first of all, as you've already had me introduced into your system, and we've been doing calls online, because I was also doing an online mentorship with you, which was highly beneficial before coming to Phuket, because I already knew how you worked. I knew the whole system, not only the mobility phase, but also your workouts, how you kind of build it up into a specific session. So I wanted to see, first reason I wanted to see this whole system applied in real life, right? In a group class with athletes, with regular people, with, you know, young people, old people, whatever. Different people with different needs. So I wanted to see how this applies, so I could understand it more and also teach it in a better way and apply it for myself, right? Because you're not only going to work with athletes, you're going to work with regular people, athletes, everything, right?
Especially early on as a young coach, man, like that was the biggest thing for me when I became a personal trainer. I was like, I want to work with professional athletes. So I did my strength and conditioning course, and you know, it took years and years and years of, you know, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and training regular people, man, just taking everyone that I could so I could learn my craft before I then got the opportunity to work with professional athletes. But yeah, it's a great way to build your experience, build your knowledge, man. And the great thing about working with everyday people is every single person presents with something different. So it's like it's like
different problems.
yeah,
that you
different
gotta
problems
solve.
to solve, man. And it's like someone asks me a question, I'm like, I don't know the answer to that, but let me get back to you, and I'll go and like research it and find out, do a course or whatever, and then come back. And you know, it kind of helped me. That's, to be honest, like all my regular people, my regular clients, they were a stepping stone to help me learn, help me grow, help me build my knowledge and my systems to then be able to, you know, go on and work with professional athletes. So I think that's a really cool experience for you. So let's talk about the system and how you've seen it implemented, what you've seen in person, and how that's transitioned and carried over from what you've learnt online and working or using the system for yourself and your people, and then coming over and seeing that in action here with regular people in classes as well as high-level athletes.
Well, the first thing I've noticed is, I mean, it's a huge system, right? Because you have the mobility phase, stability phase, and then you kind of don't really know when the workout starts, right? Because you ramp it up. You have a whole protocol of bringing the athlete up to a certain point to optimize the session itself. So whether it be speed, power, strength, endurance, whatever we do, you kind of build the warm-up in a way to optimize that session, right? So the athlete usually won't notice when it starts and when it ends the warm-up, you know? So what I noticed is that the system, you can really apply it to anyone. It just depends on their each individual needs, right? So maybe we were working with Denis Puric, right? Who's gonna fight Rodtang in 2 days. He was in the system, but you also had regular people that are on a fitness retreat, right? So these same as warm-ups, you could use them for both types of people, you know, and that I found it really interesting how you go into into depth of the warm-up. It's not just a warm-up, right? We're doing specific phases. For example, when we warm up with a tennis ball, right? Oh, this is because we getting our nervous system used to a particular stimulus, right? That we want to adapt. Then you go maybe eyes closed, remove the visual system, and you know all these little details where you are not just trying to make people run around for 5 minutes. No, you're making them activate each system, which then is gonna help into the session, right, and the workout. So that when you do your workout, you're already fired up. That's what you want to be able to perform more, you know. So I was really impressed by the system. Like you could really use bits and pieces, and even if you only have 20 minutes, you could still, there's no way you cannot have a workout, because you offer exercises and like modules that you can do in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, even if you only have like a lunch break and you only have 5 minutes to work out, right? Time it takes to go to the bathroom. You can get a workout, a mobility workout in, and this is gonna start and kind of have, you know, compounding interest if you do it every day.
Absolutely.
Even in 5-10 minutes, right? You were saying to me, hey, what's better, working out 1 day per week for an hour, or just doing like 10 minutes each day when you have a consistent kind of stimulus and a signal that you give to your body, right? So very good system, you know, but a lot to learn, right? A lot to discover, so it takes time. But I mean, I'm here for it, you know. That's why I took a mentorship program with you, to really take my time. I mean, it's not something you're gonna learn in like a few weeks, right? You gotta understand it, then maybe you work around it, you teach it, and then you understand it on a deeper level, right? So it takes time, and I feel like I'm getting a grasp now on how it all works and fits together. So when I go back home to Switzerland, definitely going to try apply it to my people, my clients, and maybe I'll get another understanding, and then reach out back to you, and that's how we work, you know. That's how we slowly build it up.
All right, man, you've unlocked this level. Like now it's time to open the next level.
That's it, right? Because at the end of the day, it's only the basics. Like you other coaches, you all teach the basics, but the difference is how do you bring it up? How do you prepare the athlete or regular people to do these basic exercises, right? And how you explain it, what cues do you give them so that they optimize the performance, you know, intention.
Big one.
So like that's the difference. I feel like I need to learn, apply, learn, always the same, you know, and grow, keep growing. So yeah.
Nice, man. I appreciate that. Has the mentorship program met your expectations?
I mean, we're currently in the Peninsula Hotel in in Bangkok, you know, our guy, like your guy, Denis, is fighting in 2 days. He's fighting one of the biggest star in one championship. You know, I definitely did not expect that. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I kind of got lucky as well because I came right at the preparation of Denis, and you kind of were really nice to me. You introduced me and kind of brought me on to the whole preparation. So I got to see the press conference. We're actually cutting weight right now, so I can see everything close by, you know, and like that's already a big highlight in my career. I know
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Probably
dude.
not gonna get this second time, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, but you know, like I'm just appreciating everything.
Yeah, that's cool to be a fly on the wall and
Yeah.
like sit back and observe everything. But
Observe
also,
everything.
you know, you've been an integral part of this camp as well. You know, I mentioned earlier that when you first came over, I was working at Apollo, and that's where we were doing the mentorship program. And then, just as you came over, I just returned from Australia. I'd been home for a couple of weeks for a holiday, and I just returned. Your first week here, I actually resigned from the gym, gave my 30 days notice with the intent to stay and finish the mentorship program with you there, and then, you know, figure out the next steps. And they actually pushed me out of the gym, so we basically ended up working from a lake across the road from Wat Chalong, just down the road from my place, and, you know, pretty much running the last 2 weeks of our fight camp with Denis from a lake, man, with no gym, no training partners. It was just you and I, and, you know, you were an integral part of the training camp. You've been, you know, a coach going through the warm-ups, a training partner, a sparring partner. So I appreciate your help in this process as well, man. It's been cool.
Yeah, it goes both ways, you know. So, and honestly, like I'm grateful for everything that happened, even the it's not a setback, but little issues you had at the polo, because the first 2 weeks I got to see the classes, right? I got to see you teaching your system to a group of 10 to 20 people 2 times a day, right? So I was busy getting exposure to people. You were sometimes giving me the lead on the warm-up, you know, here, Jordan, take the warm-up. So I really got my experience in there. But then when we had this little setback where they kind of fired you before we ended our mentorship, I was like, oh, you know what?
That's kind of weird though, because I resigned and then they're like, fuck off, like a week later. Not even that. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway.
At the end of the day, we ended up at our lake, and that was even more enriching for me as a personal trainer, because at the end of the day, you're your own business, right? If you're working as a PT, you need to do your own advertisement, you need to do your own finance, own everything, right? You're the product, you're the teacher, you're everything. So I got to see how you, as a person, also as a businessman, how you handle a setback or obstacles in life. You know, that was really interesting. You know, just seeing, okay, sweet, we don't have a gym anymore. Cool, we're gonna set up over there, build this. You know what? Let's run a nutrition seminar, which we did at Mama's restaurant. So it like busy. I was following you, and it was just, yeah. I think that was the most enriching part of the mentorship, even though we didn't have a proper gym.
Yeah.
Funny enough, because I mean, it's not only about the exercises, right? As a personal trainer, it's also about how you handle business, how you do your marketing, how you find opportunities, right? How you gonna collaborate with people. And I was just following you around, doing business meetings and setting up the things we want to build. And that was the best for me. Honestly, it was. I learned a lot, man. I swear.
That's cool, man. For the audience as well, when this happened, as Jordan mentioned, we were on calls prior to him coming out here, and there was one point where I was talking to him about, you know, how to build and scale the personal training business, get clients in, and one thing I mentioned was, you know, running free sessions at the park, you know, once a month or every 2 weeks or something like that, and then linking in with a cafe or something close by to run nutrition seminars, all for free, to then bring people into the system, provide value, show people your experience and what you can provide, and then kind of bring them into the system once they built that trust and you had that rapport and that decent relationship with them. And then, you know, obviously we had that conversation whilst you're at home. I went home to Australia, landed back in Thailand, you rolled in 2 weeks later, didn't have a gym, and I was like, hey man, remember that shit that we were talking about like 2 months ago?
Let's do it.
You're about to see it in action, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. And it's like, that's what I came here for, right?
Yeah.
It's how am I gonna build my my business back home, because I don't work a job in a gym, right? I only rent a PT studio. So how do I get clients? How do I get people into my system, you know? This is what's gonna help me grow, you know, as a personal trainer. So it was awesome to see how you set that up, you know. Just went around, gave some flyers away, prepare some topics around nutrition. Boom, 15 people attended, very successful. It was a cool discussion, like open table around nutrition, diets. It's the best. And then you got emails. I just saw the whole process of you getting emails, you getting new clients, and that to me, just being able to see it like firsthand, you know, is very enriching. I'm like, okay, this is how you get clients. This is how you make your way to getting people to know your business, know your system. So that was the best to me, you know. It's a really good experience.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that. What are some of the best things that you're going to take away from this mentorship program that you can use back home?
Oh, a lot of things. You know, one thing, I'll start with less obvious, let's say, is one thing I really notice, and also, which is why I wanted to see you in action, is also all the non-verbal things, you know, like how you, when you address people, how you posture yourself, right? How you talk to the people, like how you explain, you know, you're not going around, no, good posture, explaining things well. Also how you, let's say, how you set up the gym, you know, in a way that makes it easier for people to understand the exercises, all these little things. Or how you, for example, we're at a cafe, how are you gonna go and meet new clients or talk to them, or, you know, this to me is really enriching, you know. So that's a main, like a big takeaway I got from it. Then obviously you have also the exercises, the system, the warm-ups that we were doing, the specific session, power, strength. Definitely going to apply this with my athletes back home, you know. Maybe build a small groups of 5 to 6 people and do athlete only sessions, you know, with power, strength, endurance. That's a big takeaway for me as well. And also just the whole preparation of Denis Puric, you know, seeing how you handled his nutrition. You know, you went to Mama's restaurant in Phuket to do the whole meal prep. How you handled the conditioning, you know, different energy levels, energy system, sorry. How you handle the weight cut. That's what we're doing right now. You know, he's walking around, losing the last few pounds. Everything. I just basically been into a professional fight camp of one of the best guys in the world in kickboxing and Muay Thai, and just see how everything works, you know. So, man, when I'm gonna have my fighters, when I'm gonna be cornering them, I already have this experience. It's gonna be awesome, you know. I just already know it. It's, man, what can I ask for more, you know? It's the best.
Amazing. So for anyone who's kind of in your situation, or they're thinking about becoming a strength and conditioning coach or a personal trainer, do you have any advice for them, people that are aspiring to work with professional athletes but, you know, haven't taken that step yet, or have only just taken that step? What advice do you have?
I mean, the main advice I would give is find the right balance between theory and practice. So, like, you don't want to be the guy that only does certifications, but never gets to apply that knowledge, right? But you also don't want to be the guy that just does one certification and stops there and is like, okay, I know it all. I've seen it all. I can teach everyone, you know. Because no, you're not going to progress that way, you know. And how do you find that balance? Sometimes it's hard because you get lost into like certification, you get lost into different positions. Well, get a mentor. That's why I wanted to find a mentor, you know, because you guided me through the process of, okay, cool, let's learn this, then let's teach, you know, as you say, teach what you know, and then you get to know it, learn it twice, right?
Yeah.
So have someone that's going to guide you through your whole learning process, and also how you're going to apply that knowledge, teach it, because it's at some point it's time to take actions, you know. And even if you don't know a lot, you still know enough to teach something and bring value to someone that doesn't know how to work out, right?
Yeah.
So, but sometimes you're so lost in your studies and everything that you just can't see straight. So just find a mentor. He's going to guide you through it. He knows the mistakes that he did. He's going to help you prevent those mistakes, and you're going to step up and level up your career for sure.
Nice, man. Great conversation, dude. Just to start wrapping up, if people want to work with you in Switzerland, How do they get hold of you?
Well, I have my Instagram page. That's Aigner Performance, right? Aigner Performance. Currently, as it is, I rent out a studio near the central station, which is called Studio GVA, Geneva. And they just can just contact me. I hold private sessions over there. And yeah, man, just group sessions, private sessions, combat sport athletes, regular people that want to lose weight. At the moment, I'm currently based over there at Studio Geneva. But I'm sure I'm gonna be around, and now that I've got all this stuff that you taught me, I'm gonna have to start going everywhere, you know.
Yeah, go home and start implementing.
Implementing, man. I got a lot to implement, you know. Now it's time to, as I said, now I learned a lot. Cool. Okay, it's time to implement now.
Yeah, take action.
Yeah, that's
nice.
it.
Live, train, perform. Live life to the fullest, train to your potential, perform at your best. What does that mantra mean to you?
What does that mantra mean to me? I mean, it's all about why you're working out. You know, we all have our own goals, our own perspective and vision on life, you know, and where does our workout and physical activity fit into that? You know, for people, let's say athletes, it might be, oh, I want to reach the highest physical potential in my sport. Okay, and then it's Puric, cool. But some people, it can also be just to keep them mentally healthy, right? Just want to work out because I'm so stressed about life. Just need a break. Just need to get my blood running around, you know. And so it all depends. But we're all there to kind of live, you know. All there to perform in our way, in our perspective, you know. So that's to me what's the beauty about it. It's that it's not just for athletes. Okay, you train with a lot of athletes. That's what you like to do, right? But your system benefits everyone. Literally anyone that has 5 or 10 minutes to give away in their day, they're going to benefit from it, right? And they're going to live to their fullest potential, right? So that's it.
Love it, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Cobes.
Watch it, freaks.
Watch it, freaks.
Boom. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, it was cool.